Welcome to Dialed In.
Your all-access pass to the heart of memoryBlue.
In this series, we'll dive deep into the strategies,
Stories,
and successes that make memoryBlue the ultimate launchpad for a thriving career in tech sales.
From cutting-edge techniques to the culture and people driving our success.
Dialed In will show you why we are redefining what's possible in sales.
Let's get dialed in. memoryBlue, we are a high-tech sales organization where we work with companies throughout the entire technology industry and we help them generate their sales pipelines.
What that means is we don't sell our own product or software, we sell our clients' software on their behalf. And not only do we generate leads, but we allow them to hire the SDR, therefore growing their own internal sales team.
We work as an extension of their sales team and we reach out to their potential buyers and connect their buyers together with our clients. So we're accelerating our clients' sales pipeline.
So we work with companies ranging from Fortune 500s all the way down to startups. And we work with companies that span from healthcare technologies all the way down to supply chain logistics tools. So we're currently headquartered in Tysons, Virginia, but we have expanded across the US.
Spanning from Seattle, Washington to Boston, Massachusetts, and Austin, Texas.
memoryBlue has a global presence. We have 6 offices in North America and also a presence in London and Singapore.
And in 2024, some exciting expansions came about and we were able to expand globally and have 2 offices globally, and we're continuing to grow from here on out.
What does SDR mean?
Yes, SDR stands for Sales Development Representative. So that's our only position that we hire for. We hire for sales development representatives to start their career in the tech sales world and launch their career from that point forward.
Yeah, so we have 5 growth paths. One is getting hired out by the client. That is the main one that about 50% of people will typically take. Otherwise, we have 3 internal. We have recruitment, we have management, and we have the sales team here that sells us. We also have our Rising Stars program. So at your 15-month mark, if you're still here, we can help you find your next step in your career.
What makes our hiring process different from other companies, I think one thing is just how thorough we are. It is a 6-step process that includes an assessment that the individual takes on their own time. We are really trying to vet several key attributes that we see successful SDRs possess here. Obviously, we have a long history of understanding what our strongest SDRs possess from an attribute standpoint. So we're not just evaluating a CV or resume, right, and saying, oh, okay, this is the past experience we want, or we want this particular university. We really try to vet out in that process that they possess those attributes. They're strong communicators, they're driven individuals, they're coachable, they're quick learners. When things get hard, how are they gonna pick themselves up off the mat, right? Have they experienced failure before and how do they overcome that? How do they take coaching when those times get hard? Those are all things that we look for through the interview process, through those behavioral-based interviewing type questions, through the assessment we do, and through the role play that they'll conduct in that last stage of our process.
So memoryBlue sets up new hires for success and training from day one. It's a 6-week formal bootcamp training period where you are going through a formal 6 weeks of training, but one thing that makes our training a little bit different from some other companies out there is that this is not the kind of training where you're going to be sitting down in an office for 8 hours a day hearing a lecture. This is the kind of training where it's what salespeople do best, they learn by doing. So it's kind of a good mixture of formal training from our academy facilitators, but also a mixture of actually practicing the skills that you're learning so you can start perfecting these skills early on before adding new ones onto it. So it really allows you to learn these skills, perfect these skills, and then apply these skills.
The training at memoryBlue is more like getting your master's degree in sales with a more holistic understanding and approach towards the industry as a whole. It starts with a 4-day boot camp where you'll be in a classroom-style based learning environment where you'll learn all about the fundamentals of business development, how to conduct a cold call, overcome objections, create value props, the lingo, the tools, the industry as a whole. We then continue for another 6 weeks of daily 1-hour-long meetings, going over further sales tactics, strategies. You might have some guest speakers till the end when you get your memoryBlue certification and stamp of approval.
I think our training is very much hands-on with lots of hands-on sales experience. We showcasing our methodology to them. We're making sure that they understand fully what we do and our best practices they learn from us, and they're able to see other seasoned sales professionals in the business and learn from the best as well.
I became a talent recruiter because I love helping entry-level recent college grads find their first step in their tech sales career. So I started out in the sales development representative role. I actually worked on 4 different clients throughout my tenure, which was really great to dip my toes in different industries. Had an offer from my 3rd client and also an offer from the direct hire team. So weighed my pros and cons at the time, decided to stick it out with memoryBlue. I really enjoyed the culture, was a big driving force in my decision. And then I was on our direct hire team for the last 3 years, where I recruited for other companies and startups and recruited salespeople for them. I was then given the opportunity to move to our internal talent team, and that's what I've been doing since.
Some things that I find to make for the strongest salespeople here, I would say the first thing being just coachability.
Motivation, determination, competitiveness, coachability, resilience, confidence, and a great active listener.
There's so much learning you do in a sales role, and nobody's going to be perfect from day one. So there's truly so much to learn, and if you're not open to taking feedback, then you probably won't be successful in sales.
I'm looking for individuals who are ambitious, who are result driven, and they have high energy. I'm not looking for sales experience as such, but I'm looking for people who are coachable, who can take feedback on board and learn from it, and really have the willingness to accelerate their career and want to be in a place where they can grow. That's what I'm mainly looking for.
I would say another thing is just curiosity. I think curiosity is a really important skill for salespeople, because if you're not asking the right questions, you're not going to get the answers you need. Being curious, asking questions, and really seeking out the most from the opportunities you're looking into. And I would say last but not least, just kind of determination and resilience. I think sales is a tough role, and it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. There are tough days on the job, and you do receive a lot of no's, and that's what makes sales sales. So I think just being able to bounce back from a no you receive and just look forward to that yes and focus in and hone in on that, I think that makes her a really strong salesperson as well.
I think in any role, I think those first 90 days are key. And again, a lot of that goes back to our academy program and the best-in-class training that I think individuals will receive here as an SDR. I think it's important to see early success, and certainly we track and have a lot of metrics that are tied to that, those first occurs, those first meetings, but also so many other pieces come into play, right? So are we getting them ingrained in our culture? Are they finding a new best friend at work? What's their relationship like with their manager? And we certainly get a lot of survey and data points coming out of Academy through their first 90 days that tell us a lot about that individual.
So I've been here for a little over 3 years now, and I would say my favorite part about memoryBlue has been the culture from day one. I would describe the culture at memoryBlue by using the words
Fun, competitive.
It's competitive, promote from within, and definitely fun.
I would say innovative, I would say dynamic, and probably just energetic.
I was gonna say work hard, play hard, but that's 4. That's the most, I say it on all my calls. It's very cheesy, I know, but work hard, play hard is like at the end of the day, that's it.
I think a lot of companies do try to emulate similar processes or similar things that we do here at memoryBlue. I think one of the things that really sets us apart is our process. We do lose candidates to other opportunities because another process may be quicker or someone needs someone to start tomorrow, right? We really try to vet out, and this is for both sides, right? It's not just for us selecting the right SDR, it's making sure that that individual that applied to our organization, that we're the right fit for them as well. So I think our thorough process and the way that we go about that process and what all is included in that hiring process is certainly something that sets us apart from competitors and you know the sales recruiting atmosphere as a whole.